Here we are, folks, in Reykjavik in Iceland, and this is just going to be my observations about what I've observed in Iceland. It may not be what you see in Iceland, but it's my personal opinion. Now, Iceland, boy, is it beautiful. We're here in middle to end of September. The weather, in one word, was terrible. I believe it rained every day. Oh no, it hasn't rained today, so perhaps it doesn't rain every day. There are some really nice things about Iceland, and especially Reykjavik. Reykjavik, there's no dogs. I come from Toronto, where there's more dogs than people, I swear. And some are very poorly behaved. I assume it's because their owners are poorly behaved, but I don't know for certain. And so the lack of dogs makes it a lot more pleasant for me. And it's really is something to see. We were here for 2 weeks, and in the 2 weeks we did manage to do probably most of the south coast and heading off into the West Peninsula, and very, very pleasant, no question about it. And the old joke about Icelandic weather changing every few minutes is absolutely true. If you don't like Icelandic weather, as I mentioned before, wait 5 minutes and you probably like it even less. So if you're a North American like myself, who came from 25 Celsius, 30 Celsius, what's that, in the 80s Fahrenheit weather in September, to come to Iceland, where I think we didn't go much below 2 Celsius, and not anything above 11, I think. So I have been wearing 5 layers. So I have a thermal layer underneath here. This is another layer on top. On top of that, I put a fleece. On top of that, I put my winter Eddie Bauer fleece jacket. And on top of that, I put my windproof sailing jacket and waterproof sailing jacket. So, and by the way, I was still cold. So keep in mind, dress warmly. Very good idea. I didn't bring a hat, so I had to buy one here. And that's the other issue. Everything by North American standards is hugely expensive. And so it's not uncommon to spend $10 on a beer. And that's in the government liquor store. It probably would be much more in a restaurant, although I have to confess, I don't think I've ordered a beer in a restaurant. Now, that also means that the food is expensive. There's lots of places that will sell you hamburgers, and there is Icelandic hot dogs, which always worth a try. But I think as a tourist, we would do well to try and eat more of the Icelandic diet, thinking that it's probably cheaper to keep to the Icelandic diet. But in actual fact, just eating in restaurants, period, is expensive. It's not uncommon to spend 30 or 40 Canadian dollars on a plate in a restaurant. Now, they give you lots of food, and the quality of food has always been excellent, no complaints there. So I think if you suspend your thriftiness and are willing to spend the money, which Icelanders spend, then you'll be okay. Now, I have this thing about bus tours, and I guess it comes from me taking, well, when I first started going to Europe in my 20s, I would take bus tours. And since then, I have come to dislike bus tours for a couple of reasons. They keep you running like crazy, right? Every morning, you have to have your bags out in front of the door by 7:30. You have to be down at breakfast at 8 o'clock. You have to be on the bus at 9. But uh, besides that, and this is where my incredible snobbiness comes in, um, I don't especially like people on bus tours. They have very little in common with me, and I find them loud and somewhat ignorant. But you know, again, this is just my own observation. So we rented a four-wheel drive vehicle to tour around, which turned out to be a very, very good idea. And we also paid extra for the windshield insurance, which apparently a lot of people don't. And while we were in Vik, there was a huge storm. It was the tail end of a hurricane, 100 plus kilometer an hour winds. So what's that? 70 miles an hour? Enough to blow you over and tear the doors off cars if you're opening the doors. Incredible wind. And we were in a brew pub, enjoying a really, really, really nice meal and drinking beer. I forgot about that. I drank beer in the brew pub. The beer also excellent, excellent. Good variety, European style pils, lagers, as well as English pale ales and IPAs, and just marvelous. At any rate, while we were enjoying our meal there, someone came in and said, "Has anybody got a white?" What was it, Honda? I think it was. And someone said, "Yeah, we have white." I said, "Oh, your windshield's smashed." What had happened was the wind had picked up a rock or something and had smashed the windshield. So if you're renting a car, get the extra insurance. But also, on our way back to Reykjavik, we had something similar where a truck was just going by on the road and picked up a stone and it hit the side of the window, made the smallest little crack. By the time we got to Reykjavik, which was maybe 45 minutes later, it was like that big. Now, we had to pay the deductible, which I think was $100 or something. But we didn't have to pay for a new windshield, which I could imagine how much that would be in Iceland. The cars do tend to be small. Gasoline is twice what we pay in Canada, and if you're an American, I think you'll find Canadian prices are at least twice what you would pay. So we pay for a liter of fuel. We pay about maybe $1.40. There are 4 liters to a U.S. gallon, so that would be what, about $5 a gallon? I don't know how much American gasoline is because I haven't traveled in America for quite a while. However, here it's double our price, so it's not cheap. So you can imagine that most people do drive small cars, just for practical reasons. What else is my observation? The weather has been bad, but I must say that Iceland is absolutely beautiful. And we decided to come just at the tail end of the pandemic because we thought there would be fewer tourists. We are told that there are fewer tourists. However, the place is packed with tourists. You don't notice that in any place except Reykjavik, especially downtown Reykjavik. And when you're out of town, there's like no one on the highway. There's no one anywhere. You can go for miles without seeing another person, another car, or even a house, just mile after mile of sheep. But if you go to one of the sort of tourist destinations, the parking lot is jam-packed full of tourists. It's like they've just been dropped down out of the sky, because I certainly haven't seen them on the road. So keep in mind, if you're the sort of person like I, who tries to avoid being a tourist, to say, I don't consider myself to be a tourist, I would consider myself more to be someone who's visiting. So I'm not on a tour. I'm here to visit and observe and be culturally responsible in that I accept the traditions of the people who I'm visiting. If you're a tourist, then keep in mind that you will be ferried around in buses, and you'll find that people may kind of look at you strangely. Few things that I wouldn't miss in Reykjavik, by the way, is the most beautiful cathedral, modern cathedral I've ever seen, and it is worth the trip to the top of the bell tower. You have to pay a fee to go there, but definitely worthwhile. So if you have any comments on what I've just said, then please leave them below. And if you like what I'm doing, give me a thumbs up and subscribe. And just let me know how you feel. Thank you very much for watching. We'll catch you later.